are you guys? Hopefully you're doing good. It's been hopefully a good weekend for you and you are rested and ready to start a new week. I am just imagining that I'm at Disney right now since I can't go and I was supposed to go on spring break, but we canceled before they actually closed it. And obviously I'm at home. As you can see behind me, there is real life happening. My kids played and I have not gotten to cleaning yet, and that's okay because I hopefully will get to it after this. But today we're going to talk more about typography and we're going to start with alignment. So let's start with talking about justified text. Justified text, all of the lines, they are even at the beginning and the end. They're regardless of spacing. If you notice right here, these words are super spaced out. You see that a lot in things like infographics. Right here we have an infograph, and even in things like newspapers. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but you were working on a biblical newspaper project, and we magically left school, shockingly. So y'all haven't finished this, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys mine because this has some pretty perfect justified text, and we'll talk about how it achieves that justified text in just a minute. So, unjustified has ragged ends and does not change the kerning or tracking. So over here, this is unjustified. This is what most text is. Typically, you're going to see right aligned text. So over here, left aligned, sorry, the left side will be straight, and over here we'll have little ins and outs going. That's how most people write. Sometimes it'll be right aligned. It depends on the image you're using, and occasionally you'll have centered where it all comes to a point at the center. You guys have seen that before, so we won't spend forever on that. One thing you can think about though with typography alignment is how it is aligned to your actual page and with your actual image. So we'll do an example with that. Here I have a picture of my cute little Sadybug. She is swinging and she's wearing a Be Kind shirt. She loves that. It's her favorite shirt. And so I put Ephesians 4:32 on here. That's the verse that talks about being kind to one to another, and that's actually what we had to talk with our girls about tonight. It happened to be our devotion, which was amazing because they're spending a lot more time together with us all being home now, and so maybe that's something you need to be working on at home too. I don't know. So here we go. We have left aligned text here. The left side is all on the same. If I did right aligned, you've seen this before, the right line is all the same. If I do centered, everything pulls to the center. But you can also think about where you're going to put your image on your page. So if I make this text a little bit smaller, it'll fit on one line. And I can think about the flow of the page. Am I going to lay it on the left, the right, the top, the bottom, the center? Where is it going to go? How do I want the flow of the page to go? Because Sadie's on the right, the balance would make a little bit more sense to be over here on the left. And I would probably put the 432 underneath because that helps even more with the balance. And I'd probably end up making this bigger. Maybe I wouldn't, I don't know. Then I would need to adjust this, which we're just about to learn about. So pull that in closer. Ooh, I pulled it in way too close. I forgot how big that was. Let's try. No. It's just all just a game, guys. And clearly I'm doing this for the first time in front of you. Should have picked a shorter book of the Bible. But anyways, you kind of get my drift. I would pull them in closer, maybe left align them. And then I would have balance and my eyes would lead from the left to the right. This would probably be better with a more condensed font. Arial, we talked about how some fonts, how they can be bold and things like that. So let's pick one that has a condensed option. I'm trying to think of what has lots of options. Let's see if Bodoni has. No, that one's boring. Gill Sans has a ton of options. So if I go to Gill Sans, oh, and they don't have condensed. Wow, I'm sorry, I'm making a watch this over, but that is more condensed. Now it's a little bit more condensed and I'm pulling it in and it's italic, but nonetheless. So you kind of see a little bit with alignment. The next thing that we're going to talk about with this is kerning, tracking, and leading. So 3 things, not just one thing, but don't worry, that's all for today. Kerning is the spacing between letters. I'm going to move me up here. This is good, too loose, and too tight. We can amend that on Photoshop and InDesign. Tracking is the spacing between words, same thing, good, too loose, too trite. And leading is the spacing between lines. So how do we edit that and why does that matter? Let's go ahead and flip on back over to InDesign. So I talked to you a few minutes ago about the newspaper and how it's justified. They do that by adjusting these little things, the kerning, the tracking, and leading. So mainly they adjust tracking, so that's the spacing between the words. They don't address kerning as much because that looks funny. So there's slight little changes for that, but most of the time it's the space between the words. So if you see, been, seen has a lot of space in between, but if you look back, it's not as noticeable. So InDesign does that easily. So if you watch here, hello, we're now at the bottom. Hello, I hope you are having. You'll see how the words pop over, and it's because they are automatically adjusting that for you. But if you want to adjust that manually, you can do that as well. So here's tracking, the spacing between words. We are going to adjust that right here. All I'm doing is clicking this little button up and down. You'll notice that it does it. When you do adjust your tracking, it will slightly adjust your kerning, but for the most part, it is adjusting that spacing between words. Kerning is the spacing between individual letters. We adjust that here. You will notice that if I highlight the whole thing, it does not let me adjust that because it's already auto done it. To adjust that manually, I'm going to put my cursor in between the letters, and then I can come here and choose to space it out more. Woo, I don't know what just happened to my board. Okay, that was funny. Or I can choose to space it out less. There is a shortcut for that. If I hold down Option and then click my arrow key, it will help me to do that faster, so I'm not manually doing over that. You might say that's similar to a space bar, but you can be more precise with this with the keys. So that's why y'all will play this game in a minute. The last thing is our leading. That's the spacing between lines. That's right here. Right now we have a 30-point font, and our spacing between is that's set for a 19-point font. That's why the fonts are on top of each other. If I make it bigger, it's going to space it out more. If I make it smaller, it's going to space it out less. So when you guys are creating those swords, adjusting this kerning, spacing, leading, your tracking can actually make it where you don't leave orphans and widows at the bottom. Remember, I'm like, don't leave an orphan, and you're like, what? There's no small children without parents. But those are those words that are all alone on the bottom. This can help you stop with that. That can also help making you fit into a specific spot you need to fit into. So those are all really helpful. So the last thing you guys are going to do for today is you're going to play a kerning game. It's going to be attached to our topic on our board. You just want to record your best and worst score and be prepared to discuss it on our discussion board on Wednesday. So I'm going to just show you how it works. It's already started for me, so let me go back so I show you from the beginning. All right, so all I'm going to do to play is I'm going to click on this blue E and drag it, and now I'm just going to try to space it where I think it should be perfectly. So this spacing looks about similar to that. I actually think I want to pull this over just slightly. Then I'm going to click compare. Guys, 100, look at me. Good thing I'm a teacher. Can't just teach, can also do. Well, I should stop bragging. Humility is a good thing. Then I'll click next and go to the next one. If you do not do a good job, it will give you a bad score. I got a 0 that time. See what happens. But you guys go ahead and try to do your best to eyeball it and see where you think it should go. And get ready to submit that. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I will hopefully talk to you soon. Bye.